Hey, Max. It's kind of take us through since we weren't there to actually watch you throw. Just your emotions today, being on the mound as a professional. Um, do you have any rituals that you go through before you throw a pitch? And obviously, since you throw so hard, do you kind of keep everything in check to not try to overly impress people and just kind of be yourself?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I guess kind of the juices were flowing a little bit, being the first time back on the mound and especially in the Marlins uniform. It was pretty special. But yeah, I mean, I just kind of did the same thing I have been doing my whole life, just get out there, stretch and throw normal, and then get on the mound. But yeah, it was really fun to be out there for the first time in the Marlins uniform. No crazy rituals I have. So
Okay, Jordan, go right ahead from the Miami Herald.
Hey, Max. Physically, how did you feel out there? And these last few days, like getting to meet some of your fellow teammates, fellow members of the organization, and start getting yourself acclimated into the Marlins?
yeah, I mean, it's definitely a little different going from Minnesota weather down to Florida weather. It's pretty hot out there, but I feel like I'll get used to that pretty good. But yeah, I mean, all the guys seem awesome. Being around them, they're very welcoming. So I mean, it's gonna be a fun group of guys. They got a lot of good arms here and some good bats, so it's gonna be fun.
Craig Mish, go ahead. Unmute yourself, Craig.
Sorry. Hi, Max. Curious the last few months what your regimen was. I know that you put on some weight. What exactly were you doing the last few months to kind of bulk up a little bit?
I was just kind of working out 5 days a week, and then I was lifting pretty heavy, and then I also was eating a lot too. So I mean, I hope I can keep all this weight on, sweating through like 2 shirts every day, but hopefully that stays on. I'll try to eat more. But yeah, it was good getting up to 200 for once.
And also, as a follow up to that, has the organization given you any direction for the next little bit here, next month or two? Have they told you to potentially be ready to pitch this season in the big leagues?
I mean, not really, but I mean, everyone's got to be ready to go. Like, COVID could go through the locker room, and you never know what's going to happen, especially the time that we're in right now. So we're always, all of us are getting ready to go. But yeah, I haven't heard much about that. Just one day at a time.
Thank you.
Okay, Max from the Sun Sentinel.
Yeah. Hey, Max. Obviously, an unprecedented situation sort of for everyone, but especially so for you, sort of this being your introduction to the team and to baseball or major leagues in general. I'm wondering if there's been anyone in particular you've leaned on for advice or just been able to talk to, or a few people that maybe stand out.
Yeah, I mean, definitely my parents. Going into the situation, professional baseball, obviously, college was the only thing. I haven't been away from home much. I mean, going from Minnesota and then playing at the University of Minnesota. So it's definitely a little weird, but I mean, I feel like I'm adjusting pretty good right now. But anything I ever need, my parents always have my back.
Jess Blaylock from Fox Sports.
Hey, how are you? Hey, Max, all we've heard about is just how lethal that slider is. I know a lot of us can't wait to see it in action. From your perspective, what makes that pitch so dominant for you?
I feel like just maybe my confidence in throwing it. I was a pitch I've relied on my whole career, and I always feel like I have it dialed in, and it's pretty hard and it's got some late bite, but I mean, I just feel like I'm really confident throwing it, so that's the biggest thing.
Back to Joe Frisaro from MLB.com.
Yeah, Max, just when you hear that the team and the organization says he's close to being big league ready, what does that mean to you? And obviously that's the goal, but to actually hear the organization say that, how do you kind of process that and view that?
I mean, I don't really think about that too much, honestly. I mean, definitely like one of these years, if I get to call up, like it's going to sink in, step around the big league mountain for the first time. But, I can't control any of that. So I'm just going to keep doing what I have been doing, working out, throwing, and yeah, just not really thinking about that. But yeah, I mean, I'll be ready for whatever happens.
A quick follow. There's a lot of velocity in camp up there. You're kind of noticing that, you're not the only guy that's hits triple digits. And how do you guys kind of play off that, little friendly rivalries and so forth?
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking at the arms that we've had, and I feel like the balls just fly out of these guys' hands, and it's unbelievable, honestly. So, there's definitely going to be some competition if we're going like battling bullpens or anything right now. But we're kind of just taking it light. One guy goes at a time on the bullpens. But yeah, there's definitely some good competition to throw against.
Thank you.
Okay, Craig Minervini from Fox Sports.
Hi, Max. The person to your other side there also covers hockey, so I wanted to get a little take on your background with hockey, and do you use that in a baseball sense at all? What position did you play, and any part of that tough hockey player translate to a pitcher?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing hockey my whole life. Every winter break too in college, we went out with the boys, played every single day on the ice for about 30 days straight. So I mean, it's definitely a big part of my life, and I feel like I kind of bring like just that bulldog mentality, I guess, out on the mound when because I was a pretty physical player in hockey, so I kind of get fired up when I'm out on the mound.
Do you watch? Are you an NHL fan? You must be a Wild fan, I guess.
I'm a Wild fan, yeah.
Well, we have the Panthers here, so we hope you root for them in the
right.
Eastern Conference, right?
I'll make the switch.
Thanks.
Craig, you're shilling for the wrong local team here.
Hey, Marlins number one.
Okay, that's better. All right, okay, go ahead, Steve Wine from the AP.
Max, what has your routine been like away from the ballpark and away from the workouts with this pandemic lurking?
I mean, yeah, we get to the field pretty early, do everything. We get out of here in a reasonable time, and besides all like the testing and protocols we've been going through, I kind of just hang out in the hotel room, play some video games, not do too much, but maybe I'll have to get some golf clubs out here and hit the courses. I heard they're pretty nice out here, so that could be fun.
All right, Brendan Tobin.
Hey, Max. Do you have any favorite pitchers that you liked watching that you want to emulate their styles or watch them on film and say, I wanted to pick that part of their game?
I mean, I don't watch like too much, I guess, but when it gets to the playoffs, I'm a big fan of Scherzer when he goes out there and just grinds through games, and you can just see the passion oozing out of him. So, he's just a fun pitcher to watch. So I try to kind of act like him when I'm out there.
I don't know if you've answered this before, but after getting drafted, what was it like getting to talk to Derek Jeter? Is that somebody you grew up watching or rooting for, and what kind of experience was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, that whole day was kind of a blur, I guess, but I mean, definitely talking to a legend, it's unbelievable. I'm so happy to be a part of this organization led by, all these top guys up here. So it's been unbelievable. It's like speechless, honestly.
Okay, Peter Pratt from across the pond in UK.
Yeah, hey Max. I guess just to follow up on that, how did you and your family celebrate after having your name called in the number 3 spot? Sounded like it was a blur though.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, definitely I've been dreaming about that day my whole life, and for it to actually come true was unbelievable. I didn't really know what to think. So many things were running through my head, but I mean, just having my family there with me, that was a very special moment to soak it up with them.
Great. Anybody else? Last chance for questions. I see WSVN actually raising their hand. I don't know who that is behind the mask, but go ahead.
It's Jeremy. Hey.
Oh, hey, Jeremy. Okay.
Max, I'm just wondering, JJ spoke about actually squaring off against you today. I'm wondering what that experience was like for you facing the Marlins first round pick from last year, and how those at bats went. You want to give us what the results were for you?
Yeah, I mean, he was just stepping in. I was just throwing 20 pitches today, fastballs, and then mixing some changeups, and first time back on the bump, so I wasn't going crazy. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he has to stick in there. Hey man, he was like, hey, can I step in? I was like, yeah, for sure. But I mean, I gave him a couple pitches, 3 or 4, then he stepped out. But I mean, there wasn't really an AB. I look forward to one of those ABs because that's gonna be fun facing him. But yeah, I mean, he looks good in the box. Definitely a big presence in there. So, you know, it's going to be fun.